So this may or may not be my last video for a while. It's just the point of the video is to talk about something I feel like it should be addressed. And I know I'm not the only one that kind of feels this way, but I'm just looking back and just overseeing everything, and I'm just realizing what have we become as a society. Nowadays, we're all so engaged into our cell phones and to like our technology and social media that we kind of losing sight on reality. And I could say something from experience. I recently limited my use of social media for a while because it was literally taking away like 80% of my life. Like literally every 5 to 10 minutes I would check Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and it was literally I would not get anything done. And with that being said, I feel like social media is not even the same like it used to. All you see right now is when you enter a media site is just images being pumped at you of things that we think that we should be seeing. Like all you see now is how much money the person has, the glamour life and the trends, even though like I don't even know why they're even a trend in the first place. I noticed these media sites are kind of like following and exposing these mainstream people because they are entertaining or they're funny to other people, but also people are just focusing on the likes, the followers, and what people get, and people try too hard to kind of impress others. More importantly, people are focusing on things that are not really important and aren't really focusing on the things that are really going on in this world. When I took that small break of social media and I actually saw reality, I realized we're going through a lot of shit. I feel like some people, and even including myself too, that's another thing I was gonna mention, that a lot of these things I could be guilty of, but some people, they're paying too much attention to mainstream people living life to the fullest, enjoying their greed. And some of these mainstream people are kind of misleading us a certain way to kind of try to become something we're not, become more egotistical. But there are some actually good people who are actually trying to expose their real talents out there, who are actually trying to help strengthen the community, aren't really giving the credit or really out there as much and are really quickly disregarded. And if they are out there for a while, it kind of dies out really quick. And I feel like just part of this is kind of like social media and even mass media like television, radio, they're kind of controlling in what we see on our phones and our TVs and all that. So it's almost like there's like a wall where more like a gate, and in front of the gate it's more like we see mainstream people, you know, the top pop culture trends that are going on is what we see, but behind the gate it's kind of like the real issues that are going on, like racism, animal extinction, all that stuff. And it's kind of like we can see it, but it kind of can't get to us as much. Like it's kind of like there, and it's kind of like if it's trapped behind the gate because we're not really doing anything about it to try to help it get out of front of the gate. I feel like everything in front of the gate is actually all just a distraction for us. I guess the point that I'm just trying to make here is that I remember about like 5 to 10 years ago how cell phones and like social media wasn't really a big thing. It was just something cool to have, and it's kind of something very minimum we keep in our life. And now it's more like psychological and physically always attached to us. We get consumed so much by every second, every month, and even every year that soon is gonna have us completely lose sight of reality. It's almost as like if there's two worlds. There's, you know, there's a world inside the phone and one out, but it's more like we're more inside the phone. And I feel like it's also causing people to become more antisocial since they're always engaged into their phones and not really seeing the outside world. People are so influenced in what they see in social media, try to become that person, but they don't remember, they don't take the time to actually look in the mirror and actually figure out who they really are. Again, like I was saying before, there was times that I would literally get up every morning and just be on my phone every time. Same thing at night. I would wake up tired because I'll just be on my phone literally hours and hours and hours. And it can actually like be very demotivating and very depressing. And even during the day, like again, every 5 to 10 minutes you're on your phone, and it's kind of like you're throwing your life away. When I took a small break from social media, I realized that there's a lot of things going on, and you actually have the time to actually do more things because you're not always on your phone. You take the time to actually look yourself in the mirror and you start actually loving yourself. You kind of realize that you kind of don't have to please a lot of people online, because these people that these mainstream people that we see, they already have their life made, but what about your life? You need to start making yours. Again, this video wasn't made to kind of bash social media. I'm not trying to completely hate on social media because I actually feel like social media is the most powerful tool in this world, and it's just been developing so much. But what I'm trying to say is, why not find kind of like a balance instead of focusing on these mainstream trends or focusing on these pop culture? Why not use it to kind of actually better yourself, focus on yourself, and even the betterment of other ideas? Find the time to actually take a moment to step away from the false reality that we see in an 8-inch screen and actually see life for a bigger picture. Again, when I realized that this country and even this world is going through a lot of issues, from mental health, school shootings, racism, everything, is kind of like, what does that say about our future? I just feel like we need to band together and actually persevere this planet for our future generations, because if we're so stuck in social media and so stuck in technology, it's almost like technology is going to take over us, and that's kind of scary. I think that's all I have to say about this topic, but in general, just stay woke.
The bottom line is that the only reason the killer was in America in the first place was because we allowed his family to come here.
Mr. Cruz is willing to enter a plea of guilty on all 34 counts, consecutive life sentences, in exchange for the waiver of the death penalty.
Instead, he would have had hundreds more dead. So that's the way I feel about it.
And are you
Not going to help.
10 more homes destroyed overnight. In all, now more than 50 have been consumed by lava.
It shows the potential deadly effects of climate change on polar bears, who are literally having the ice pulled out from under their feet.
They could not find 20% of those children on follow-up, and that could mean anything.
To talk about something that mainstream media doesn't want to talk about. Mental health, anxiety, suicide, depression, and so much more that I talk about.
But I was actually looking at the side boosters, and like, they're pretty big, you know, they're 16 stories tall, 60-foot leg span. But we need to be way bigger than that.